So you've got an idea for the next big thing, right? Well, guess what? The barrier to actually building it has never ever been lower. We are in the middle of an absolute explosion of AI tools, all promising to be your co-pilot, even if you've never written a single line of code in your life. But with all these options flooding the market, where do you even begin? Let's dive in.
You've definitely seen the hype. I mean, every single day there's a new post on X or Reddit declaring one tool is the future and another is already obsolete. The whole conversation is moving at lightning speed, which is, it's exciting, but it also creates a ton of confusion. It almost feels like you have to pick a team, right? Are you a Bolt builder or a Lovable loyalist?
Okay, let's just cut through all that noise. The best tool isn't about what's trending this week. It's about what actually fits your specific needs as a builder, as a founder, as a creator. So that's what we're going to break down: how to choose your co-pilot, how to scale that idea into a real business, and maybe most importantly, how to navigate the critical risks you really can't afford to ignore.
All right, first up, finding your perfect match. Look, the AI coding world isn't really about good tools versus bad tools. It's much more of a spectrum. On one end, you have ultimate simplicity, and on the other, you have maximum control. Where you land on that spectrum, well, that really depends on your tech skills and what you're trying to accomplish.
So you can pretty much break these tools down into 3 camps based on who they're built for. If you're a non-technical founder, you're going to value simplicity above all else. So tools like Lovable and Bolt, perfect. Now, if you're more of a product-minded builder, maybe you live in Figma all day, you'll want a balance of power and ease. That's where Tempo and Replit shine. And of course, for the seasoned developers just looking to supercharge their workflow, tools like Cursor give you that maximum granular control.
But, and this is a big but, there are always trade-offs. Let's look at some real user feedback. Folks on Reddit rave about Lovable's beautiful UIs, but they also warn it can get stuck in these frustrating loops, just burning through your credits. Replit, on the other hand, is praised for building pages that just work right out of the box, even if the design is a little rough around the edges at first. So you got to ask yourself, what's more important for your first version? Perfect aesthetics or rock-solid functionality?
And hey, if you're not a coder but you're tempted by those high-control tools like Cursor, just be prepared. As one expert put it, you can make them work, but you're signing up for a very steep learning curve. We're talking a lot of debugging. Maximum control is not for everyone, and you know what? That's totally okay.
So, let's get to the million-dollar question. Can any of these tools build a complete, production-ready app with just a few prompts? The honest answer is no. Not a single one is 100% there. Experts figure there may be 70–80% of the way. You can't just type in your brilliant idea and get a perfect scalable app. At least, not yet.
All right, so here's your homework for this section. Don't just take my word for it, and please don't pay for anything up front. Pick 3 tools that seem like a good fit for you. They all have really generous free tiers. Then, give each one the exact same simple task: build a to-do list app. It's the classic test for any new framework. Then, just evaluate your experience. Did you love the control? Did it drive you crazy? The best way to choose is to just try it yourself.
Okay, so you've picked your tool, you've built your first version. Now what? Well, the next step is to start thinking bigger than just the product. To build a business that can actually last, you need to build an internal brain for your company, a central hub for all your knowledge that can grow right alongside you. We call this an AI-powered knowledge hub. Seriously, think of it like your company's long-term memory. It's one single place where all of your team's most valuable information lives. Everything from engineering docs, to sales scripts, to customer support FAQs. And the really cool part is, with AI, all that info becomes instantly searchable with just a simple question. Now, a really effective hub is way more than just a shared folder full of documents. It's a living, breathing system. You need a central wiki, a place for all your FAQs, and you've got to integrate your project trackers. But the magic ingredient, the thing that ties it all together, is that AI Q&A function. That's what gives anyone on your team instant, context-aware answers.
And why is this so important? Well, the goal here is incredibly simple but so powerful. It's to save your team countless hours of digging around for information. The moment you stop answering the same questions over and over and you empower your team to find reliable answers for themselves, you unlock a staggering amount of productivity. It's a total game changer.
So, we have our product, we have our internal brain. Now, let's talk strategy. Because AI isn't just for building things, it's for figuring out what to build in the first place, by spotting those little gaps in the market that all your competitors have completely missed.
And this chart really shows you why AI has such a massive advantage here. A human can only read so much, process so much data, and let's be honest, we all have our biases. An AI, though, it can chew through terabytes of data at unbelievable speeds, recognize these incredibly complex patterns, and do it all from a pretty objective point of view. It is a genuine superpower for market research.
So how do you actually do this? Well, here's a simple but incredibly powerful master prompt process you can use. First, you feed the AI all the basic info about your business. Then you tell it to do a deep dive on your top 5 competitors. And finally, this is the best part, you ask the magic question. What gaps exist that the competition is not satisfying?
And you can get even more clever with it. Don't just ask about missing features. Ask really provocative questions. This one is just brilliant. Asking what false beliefs your customers hold about your industry. I mean, think about it. The answer to a question like that could become the foundation for your entire content marketing strategy. It helps you connect with your audience in a way your competitors haven't even dreamed of.
Okay, we've talked about the individual builder, the business, and the strategy. But before we wrap this up, we have to talk about the fine print. This is the crucial, big picture view of the legal and ethical risks that you simply cannot ignore.
And let's be perfectly clear on this. The second you start using generative AI in your work, you are taking on a whole new set of responsibilities. These tools are not magic 8-balls. They are incredibly complex systems with very real-world, very serious legal implications.
You're essentially navigating a legal minefield. First up, confidentiality. Rule number 1, never, ever put private customer data or company secrets into a public AI tool. You lose control of it. Second, copyright. Who actually owns the stuff the AI creates? It's a huge gray area right now. And third, liability. What happens if your AI copilot gives bad advice that harms a customer? Who's on the hook for that?
And this right here is the real danger. As legal experts are constantly warning, AI can create an output that looks and sounds completely credible, but is just flat out wrong. It's not a search engine that's pulling facts. It's a pattern machine that's predicting the next most likely word. You absolutely must verify any output you plan to use professionally. Which brings us to the ultimate question that courts and regulators all over the world are struggling with as we speak. When something goes wrong, where does the buck stop? Is it the company that made the AI? The company that used it in their product? Or is it you, the person who typed in the prompt? Right now, the answer is usually, it's complicated. And that uncertainty is a major risk that you have to manage. So, to wrap it all up, choose your tool based on your needs, not the hype. Build an internal brain for your business from day one. Use AI to gain a strategic edge and always, always be mindful of the risks. The tools are here, they're incredibly powerful, and they are getting better every single day. The AI Copilot is ready to help you build, strategize, and scale. The only question left is, are you ready for everything that comes with it?